Israelite?
What is an Israelite?
Because you said you're not an Israelite, so what is it? What is an
When you
Israelite?
say Israel, the people that were saved, that's guaranteed to go to heaven, Israel, those are saved people.
So who are they?
What you mean? Who are they? The saved chosen ones.
Who are they today? Like if you had to point them out and say those are the Israelites over there, who are they?
I don't think I'll be able to point them out, but I know they the same ones.
So that's
the 144 that would say that's guaranteed.
So yes, 144,000 that's
guaranteed to go to heaven.
So this is the thing, Cynthia, this is why we come out here. Because what we have failed to learn in the church is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they are the true biblical Israelites.
Brothers and sisters, listen. The Bible was written by Israelites for Israelites about Israelites. Jesus is an Israelite. Paul is an Israelite. Moses is an Israelite. Jeremiah, Obadiah, Timothy, Cornelius, they're all Israelites. And if you don't believe me, I dare anybody to challenge me to a debate on this and I will totally destroy you. All right.
I am the punishment of God. And if you had not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another episode of Crushing Christian Views. We're going to get right into it tonight because we're sick of people trying to pretend like black people are not in the Bible. Well, the whole Bible is about black people. In fact, there's only two colors attributed to human beings in the Bible, black and red. And we're going to prove that tonight. What we're going to do first, you know what I want to do? I got to read this. Let me see. Are there any black people in the Bible? Now, of course, there are black people in the Bible. Jesus is black. The angels are black. The prophets are black. God the Father is black. But I'm going to read to you from what Google says. It says, are there any black people mentioned in the Bible? Watch this. It says, we can say with a fair degree of certainty that yes, the Bible does mention black people, although the Bible does not explicitly identify any person as being black-skinned. That's a lie, and we're going to prove that tonight. Neither does the Bible specifically identify any person as being white-skinned. Well, no, because there's no such thing as white people. This sheet of paper is white. There's no one on the earth this color. All right? And if you say there's no one on the earth that is black, we're going to prove to you why black people are called black. So let me finish. Neither does the Bible specifically identify any person as being white-skinned. A person's skin color is rarely mentioned in the Bible. Lies. Google lies. The color of one's skin is meaningless to the basic message of the Bible. No, the color of one's skin goes with the message of the Bible. We're getting ready to prove it right now. So, first up, our brother D is going to read from the Song of Solomon.
All right, forgive me, I have a cold, but this is Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black.
I am black. Now, some of you people out there, you're going to try to interpret this to mean something other than what it's saying. Go ahead, D. Start again.
This is Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
I am black, but calm.
But beautiful. I am black, but beautiful. That is the reason why in the 60s and 70s it was popular to say, I'm black and beautiful, because they got that from the scriptures. Our people got that from the scriptures. Go ahead, D.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar.
Kedar means black. He's black like the tents of Kedar, because Kedar means black. Go ahead.
As the curtains of Solomon.
That's all we got on that?
Yep.
All right, so Solomon, this is the Song of Solomon. That means Solomon wrote it. That's why it's called the Song of Solomon. Solomon said he is black but beautiful. All right, what do we have now?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
Because Judah didn't have any leaders, just like Judah doesn't have any leaders now. The Christian pastors are not leaders. The damn rappers are not leaders. The entertainers are not leaders. Go ahead.
They are black unto the ground.
The tribe of Judah says that they are black unto the ground. Now, I was over a friend's house the other day, and we were out in his yard, digging up the yard. The top of the ground, the soil, was brown. As we started to dig, it became black. The deeper you dig, the blacker the soil becomes, and the richer the soil becomes. Go ahead.
And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Okay, that's it on that. We're going to keep giving it to you, brothers and sisters. We're going to prove that the prophets are black, the angels are black, Jesus is black, God himself is black, the Most High God. All right, so we're going to go to the book of Job.
All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
I am a brother to dragons.
I am a brother to dragons. Now, why would a man, because Job is a man, why would he say he's a brother to dragons? Because you all think the dragons are monsters with long tails and can throw fire out of their mouth. That's not what Job is talking about. Job is talking about men. He is a brother to dragons. Go ahead.
And a companion to ours.
Mm-hmm.
This is verse 30. My skin is black upon me.
Now, why would Job have to say in the next verse that his skin is black upon him? Because in the previous verse, he said he's a brother to dragons. And what color are the dragons? We're going to get to that in a minute. Go ahead.
And my bones are burned with heat.
Okay, that's it on that. So, brothers and sisters, as I said in the beginning of the video, there are people in the Bible described as black, men described as black, and there are men in the Bible described as red. All right, so we're going to go to Genesis chapter 25.
All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
There were twins in her womb. It's talking about Rebekah. She's pregnant with Esau and Jacob. There are twins in her womb. Go ahead.
Verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
Mm-hmm.
And they called his name Esau.
So Esau came out red. So that's the other color in the Bible when it comes to men. You have black men and you have red men. That's all we got on that, right? So we're going to keep giving it to you. We're going to take it to Revelation. And Revelation 12 speaks on the dragon. Yeah, take your time. Brothers and sisters, we know that you know what's going on, but the black and Latino Christians, they don't know what's going on. So we have to continue teaching them. Go ahead.
All right, this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon.
Uh-oh, what color is the dragon?
Red, a great red dragon.
A great red dragon. Now, before D finishes this, I need you all to know that in this verse, it's making reference to Herod the Great, who was looking to kill the baby Jesus. And Mary and Joseph was told by the angel to get up and take Jesus into Egypt so that Herod, the red dragon, wouldn't be able to kill Jesus. This is what it's making reference to. Herod, who was ruling in Rome. Go ahead.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
The 7 heads represent the 7 empires that would be ruled over by the red man, who we call today white man. Go ahead.
And 7 crowns upon his head.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil.
Called the devil.
And Satan.
And Satan.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
So, if you know anything about Jesus' words, Jesus talked a lot about Satan and the devil. And who was Jesus making reference to when he talked about Satan and the devil? He was making reference to Herod, who was ruling in Rome. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Now that confuses Christians when you hear he was cast out into the earth and his angels were cast out with him. His angels are his men, his army. Just like God's army are angels, the red dragon, Satan and the devil, also has an army. The Roman Empire had an army, did they not? This is what it's making reference to. Read that again, Dave.
All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And the great dragon was cast out.
Cast out of power, that's what that means. He was cast out of power. Go ahead.
That old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
So, America being Rome II, when World War III starts and America is defeated by its allies, America's allies are going to turn their attention toward Jesus when he shows up with his angels. And Jesus and his angels are going to defeat the red dragon and his angels. Do you understand that, brothers and sisters? Go ahead.
All right. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Their visage is blacker than a coal.
Their visage is blacker than a coal. It's talking about the Israelites. And the word visage means face. The word visage means face. Look it up, brothers and sisters. Go ahead.
They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones.
Mm-hmm.
It is withered. It is become like a stick.
Okay, so the point of that verse is that their visage is blacker than a coal. Their faces are blacker than a coal. That's exactly what that means. All right, so we're going to take you to the book of Ezekiel, and we're going to read to you the color of the angels. Go ahead.
All right, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures.
The angels.
And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man.
They had the likeness of a man. The angels have a likeness of a man. Go ahead.
This is verse 7. And their feet were straight feet.
Mm-hmm.
And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
Mm-hmm.
And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
They sparkle like the color of what?
Burnished brass.
Burnished brass. Who else has that color in the Bible? Burnished brass. You all know what color brass is. Matter of fact, side note, let me read the definition of brass for you Black and Latino Christians out there. Bear with me. So, this is a definition of brass from the Bible dictionary. Brass. Next to silver and gold, the most frequently mentioned metal in Scripture. KJV usually uses brass, an alloy of copper and zinc, when it should be copper or bronze. You all know what color bronze is, correct? All right, go ahead, D.
All right. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
His body also was like the beryl.
Beryl is a ancient stone, by the way, in case anybody out there is wondering. Beryl is an ancient stone. Go ahead, D.
And his face as the appearance of lightning.
Because, and this is talking about Christ. His face has the appearance of lightning, just as Moses' face had the appearance of lightning when he came down out of the mountain and scared all the Israelites because his face was illuminated. So that's what that means. Go ahead.
And his eyes as lamps of fire.
Eyes as lamps of fire, because in the book of Genesis 49 and 12, it tells you that Jesus' eyes will be red with wine. That's what that means. Go ahead.
And his arms and his feet like a color to polished brass.
What color is polished brass? It's the same as the burnished brass mentioned in Ezekiel when it was describing the angels. Polished brass is the same as burnished brass. All right, go ahead.
And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
Because Jesus had to speak loud when he was speaking to the Israelites when he fed the 5,000, I believe it was. So Jesus had to speak loud, so he has a powerful voice. So that's what that means. What else we got?
All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Oh, there it is again. It's talking about Christ. His feet unto fine brass. We already read from the dictionary that brass is the same as bronze. It's the same color. Go ahead.
As if they burned in a furnace.
As if they burned in a furnace, so that would make him dark skinned. Go ahead.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
There it is again. Same thing from Daniel 10, verses 5 and 6. You're hearing it again in Revelations 1 and 15. Talking about Christ. All right, what else we got here?
This
we're going to give you Peter, right?
Yep.
Oh, so here's where we start to get into a little bit of the hair texture. Go ahead.
This is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Whose adorning let it not be that our adorning of plaiting the hair.
Okay, read that again, D.
This is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Whose adorning let it not be that our adorning of plaiting the hair.
Who plaits their hair, folks? Is it the Japanese that plait their hair? The Caucasian man? The Arabs? Who plait their hair? We plait our hair. We plait our hair. Go ahead.
And a wearing of gold or a putting on of apparel.
Who love to wear gold more than black people do? Anyway, let's keep it moving. We're going to take you to 2 Samuel chapter 14. We're going to see what they're talking about. Brothers and sisters, listen. The Bible was written by Israelites for Israelites about Israelites. Jesus is an Israelite. Paul is an Israelite. Moses is an Israelite. Jeremiah, Obadiah, Timothy, Cornelius, they're all Israelites. And if you don't believe me, I dare anybody to challenge me to a debate on this and I will totally destroy you. All right, what's going on next?
This is 2 Samuel chapter 14, verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
But in all Israel, there was none to be so much praised as Absalom for his beauty.
Mm.
From the sole of his foot even to the crown of his head, there was no blemish in him.
Mm.
Verse 26.
Mm.
And when he polled his head, for it was at every year's end that he polled it, because the hair was heavy on him, therefore he polled it. He weighed the hair of his head at 200 shekels after the king's weight.
So, do white people have heavy hair? Does white people have heavy hair? No, they have thin, long hair that when you turn a fan on, their hair is going to blow in the wind, right? Their hair is going to blow just like this. They don't have heavy hair. This was talking about heavy hair. That's just like when brothers who grow their locks real long. Brothers who have long locks, if you could go and grab that brother's hair and lift it up, his hair is going to be heavy. White people don't have heavy hair. Black people, when we grow our hair long, because it's woolly, it becomes heavy. And this is also why some brothers, when their locks are real long and they wear their locks to the back, like check out Snoop Dogg. His hairline has gone way back here because his hair is heavy. So we're gonna go to, we're in Daniel now?
Yep.
So listen closely, folks, what Daniel is talking about.
All right, this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down,
Mm-hmm.
and the Ancient of Days did sit.
Oh, by the way, where it says I beheld till the thrones were cast down, this goes with the verse we read in Revelation, I believe it's chapter 12, where it talks about the red dragon being cast out. That's what Daniel was talking about when he says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, talking about the powers of this earth, which is controlled by the Ish people, the so-called white man. Go ahead.
Whose garment was white as snow,
Mm-hmm.
and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
So the Most High God's hair is like the pure wool. You can't debate it. It's not up for debate. Now, I've heard a stupid Christian say that verse is talking about shearing a sheep's hair off of his body. That has nothing to do with shearing sheep. It says that the Most High God's hair is like the pure wool. You can't argue that, black Christians.
I had a Christian tell me that white people had dreadlocks too.
Okay, so there's 150 million white people in America, right? How many of them have dreadlocks? Everywhere you go, you see white people with locks? No. You see white people with woolly hair? No. But a lot of places you go, you see black people with locks and almost all black people with woolly hair. Okay, stop it. All right, what we got going on?
That's it.
Oh, that's it? Let me go into, I want to read something real quick. Hold on. So, brothers and sisters, Herod, which was a so-called white man, he ruled in Rome. And when you read the words of Jesus, where he's always talking about Satan and the devil, he's talking about the leaders of Rome during the time in which he was living in captivity. A lot of people don't understand that. Jesus lived in captivity under the Roman Empire. So I want to further prove something about the whole hair thing. Give me 1 second. Bear with me, folks.
I had a Christian also tell me that Hamites have woolly hair too because they're black.
Some Hamites have woolly hair, but we've already done a video in which God clearly makes a distinction between Hamites and Israelites. He already made that distinction a long time ago. And it's recorded here in the Bible dictionary, and it's also recorded here in the Bible.
They're probably reading the NIV.
They're probably reading the NIV, which has lots of verses missing, and they changed the word black to dark to throw you off. No, we deal with the 1611 King James Bible only. We don't deal with that other crap.
And they should also know that King James was a black man.
King James was a black man. Matter of fact, if I could take a minute to read a little history of King James. Let's do that real quick before I go into that. Let's see, King James.
You ain't no damn prophet.
Don't you love when they say that? And then what we do when you guys say that, we just open up the scriptures and totally destroy you. Okay?
Right.
So,
Go in the scriptures and if they say otherwise or we interpret it wrong, go in
right.
the scripture and prove it.
Prove it. Prove us wrong. Or prove the scriptures wrong, because you're not.
Yeah.
We're just messengers. Yeah, we're just
Prove the
messengers.
scripture wrong.
So we have here in the Bible dictionary, King James Version. So we're going to read what the Bible dictionary says about the King James Version. When it says oh, by the way, this is page 86 in the Bible dictionary. When Elizabeth died in 1603, the crown passed to James I, who had been king of Scotland for 37 years. That's a long time. As James VI. He was king of Scotland as James VI. Several months after he ascended the throne of England, he authorized a new translation of the Bible to replace the bishop's Bible. 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars, stop right there. None of the other Bible versions can say this. None of the other Bible versions says this. None of them. 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars, remember y'all said the Bible was written in Hebrew and Greek, right? That's what you agree with. 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day were divided into 6 groups. 3 for the Old Testament, 2 for the New Testament, and 1 for the Apocrypha. So there was 1 group for the Apocrypha. There was 2 for the New Testament and 3 for the Old Testament. Let's see. 2 of the groups met at Oxford. Now remember, Oxford is one of the best institutions of higher learning on the planet. 2 of the groups met at Oxford, 2 at Cambridge, also one of the best institutions of higher learning, and 2 at Westminster, also one of the best institutions of higher learning
In the world.
in the world. When a group had completed its task, its work was submitted to 12 men, 2 from each panel. Final differences of opinion were settled at a general meeting of each company. In cases of special difficulty, learned men outside the board of revisors were consulted. So, not just having 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars were enough, they also turned it over to 12 men who also got more learned men in on this. So, folks, 1611 King James Bible, this is the only Bible we're going with, all right? Now, the other thing I wanted to cover, along with the lesson with the people of God being black and the people in the Bible being black, the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 24 says this, and when I finish reading it, I'll explain it. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. This is talking about Israelite women. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well-set hair, baldness. Now, brothers and sisters, do white women have well-set hair? Let me explain to you what the word set means. So imagine you go to 40-yard dash, and whether it's men or women, they line up on the, I forgot what they call them. They line up to run. Before the guy who is controlling the race, who shoots off the cattle gun for them to take off, what does he say before he shoots the gun? He says, set. Is anyone moving when he says set? No, because well-set hair is talking about black people hair. Our hair doesn't move in the wind. When the wind is blowing and we're standing outside with a long afro, it's not moving. White people hair moves in the wind. This is why so many of our women, they go buy their fake stringy white people hair so they can do this. And so when the wind is blowing, their hair can move. But God says that our women have well-set hair. It doesn't move. So all you sisters out there that's wearing your real hair, when you go outside and you're standing next to a white woman, her hair is going to move in the wind. Your hair isn't. Let me read it again. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent. This is talking about the curse on the so-called black woman in America. And instead of well-set hair, baldness, because a lot of sisters have lost their hair with these chemicals and this fake East Indian hair and white people hair.
And the wigs.
And the wigs. And the chemicals have made your hair bald. But that's a curse from God for hating the texture of your own hair. Okay, I'm not trying to get on you, it's just the truth. And instead of well-set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth and burning instead of beauty. The rest of that is not the part I was talking about. I was talking about the well-set hair. So is that it?
Yep.
So, any questions, anybody?
I think black and Latino Christians are going to hear this and say you're a racist.
Yeah, so black and Latino Christians, do you agree that the so-called white man is a racist? You would agree with that, right? He's a racist, and he's also king of this country, and he runs the rest of the world. When Christ returns, we will be racist, because we'll be on top, and we're going to run the world. So, on that note, I want to say like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope that you enjoyed this lesson, that you gleaned something from it, and shalom.
And if you like to donate to the Cash App.
Yeah, and as C always say, donate if you like. On that note, Shalom, and we'll see you again, God willing.
I am the punishment of God. And if you had not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you.